One of the main reasons why nonprofits sign up for the Google Ad Grant is because they want to increase their donor base. But over and over again, I'm seeing nonprofits make this exact same mistake, and it's costing them literally thousands of dollars. Here's what that mistake is and how you can avoid it. Well, hey guys, my name is Thomas from REACHRIGHT. We put out new content like this each and every week, so if this is the kind of thing that would help your nonprofit, hit that subscribe button below. It would mean a lot to me. Now, if you're brand new here, maybe you haven't heard about the Google Ad Grant before. Well, let me tell you, it is a free $10,000 every single month of ads that you can spend on the Google Ad platform. Google gives this to nonprofits, and we've actually built an eligibility checker, and that's the easiest way to find out if your nonprofit can qualify for the grant. Most nonprofits do, but to be sure, check the link down in the description and you can find out once and for all if your nonprofit qualifies. Now, a few weeks back, I had a conversation with a leader of a nonprofit who was sharing some frustration he was having with the Google Ad Grant. He had told me about how he was getting tons of impressions and lots of clicks, and literally thousands of people every month were getting onto his nonprofit's website. But his frustration was nobody was turning into donors. So I decided to look into his site, and then it struck me the problem was that he was asking for donations too quickly in the process. And to be totally honest, this is a mistake that I see so many nonprofits make. You get someone to click onto your website from the Google Grant and you ask them to give, and who in their right mind is going to do something like that? For many of them, this is the first time in their lives that they've ever heard of your organization. And let me just make this abundantly clear, nobody gives in those kinds of circumstances. Maybe we have this idea that people are out there typing searches into Google like nonprofits to send money to today. But the truth is that never really happens. Nobody is typing in those kinds of searches. Instead, in most cases, they're typing in searches that are more informational in nature. They're trying to learn about topics that maybe your nonprofit addresses. And this is where you need to meet people, but understand that people that are in that information gathering phase are almost never ready to make a donation. Well, sure, there's nothing wrong with having a donation option on your website. You have to make sure that's not the main focus of the landing page that someone experiences when they first get on there. The problem is you have no relationship with this person yet. They don't know who you are, you don't know who they are, and by no means have they ever bought into the vision of what you do as an organization. You cannot skip the relationship building phase of the process. It's kind of like asking someone to marry you on their first date. It's just a little bit too much. So to combat this, we actually have a 4-step process that we recommend to all nonprofits to help turn people that are in the information gathering phase into donors in 4 easy steps. Let me take you through what those are. Step 1 is to grab their attention. And you've probably already done this. If they've clicked on your ad and they've gone over to your site, hopefully you'll have some content on your site that will be helpful to them and they'll actually learn something as a result of clicking over. One of the best things you can do is match their search intent. If they typed in a question into Google, make sure that your landing page actually answers that question that they asked. Once you have their attention, step 2 is to offer that person an ethical bribe in exchange for their information. Let me explain what I mean. Perhaps you've been on a website before and you see a pop-up and it says something to the effect of download our free ebook, and all you have to do is enter your name and your email address. This is that ethical bribe that we're talking about. The website in question is offering you something for free, in this case an ebook, in exchange for your information. And for different nonprofits, the bribe is going to be something different. For churches, I've seen a plan your visit opportunity where someone can put in their information and let someone at the church know they're coming, and the church promises to show them around, get them a seat in a place where they won't stick out, and maybe even offer them a free gift on their first Sunday. This works really well. The nonprofit Charity Water, they actually have a pop-up on their site where they do exactly what I mentioned before. They offer a free ebook that teaches parents how to coach their kids on becoming more kind and generous, something that that every parent would love to download, and in exchange for your email address, they're happy to send that to you free of charge. I even recently ran into the leader of a local homeless shelter, and they did something really unique. They had a free download of a packing list for people that want to make care packages for homeless people in their community. Rather than giving cash, they would prefer that people would give them care packages that included things like socks and granola bars, and they gave someone a packing list in exchange for their email address. These kinds of ethical bribes are a great way to incentivize someone to give you their contact information, and then you can start the next step, and that is to nurture the relationship. What this looks like is going to be different for every organization. In a church context, it might look like inviting people to come on multiple Sundays, or maybe getting involved in a new members class. For a nonprofit that exists mostly online, it might look more like a series of emails and text messages that introduce people to stories and testimonials of the impact that your nonprofit has made, and maybe even stories of people who have donated in the past and the kind of impact that that was able to produce. These kinds of stories help people feel more comfortable and build trust, which leads you to the fourth step of asking someone to make a donation. Now, if I can give you some advice on this, you want to make it as easy as possible for anybody to make a donation. You want to reduce any barrier there might be to someone's generosity. But here's the main thing that I hope you get from this video. You can never skip straight to step 4 without grabbing their attention, building up trust, and then inviting them into the mission of your organization. No one will ever give. This is just a reality of how fundraising has worked from the beginning of time. But maybe your issue isn't so much on the back end and nurturing your donors and encouraging them to give. Maybe you're having a hard time just getting people to get onto your site in the first place. We have actually built an entire ultimate guide that'll show you exactly how to use the Google grant in order to maximize your results. It's a great resource. Check it out.